It's Bri and Raiko here to do BJD Addicts prompt number 23, which is doll modifications. Woo! I love doll modifications. I love seeing other people's doll modifications. Like, some people can do some really cool things, and I'm just like, how do you? How do you make the doll look like that? It doesn't even look like the doll anymore, but it's still amazing and beautiful, and holy cow. Doll mods scared me for the longest time. Like, I was terrified. Like, oh my gosh, you spend so much money on this doll, how do you work up the courage to do that and, you know, not be terrified that it's gonna go wrong and ruin everything? Especially dyeing them. Just like, woo. But the reason I have Raiko with me today is because he's the one who has the most mods. He's the only one with mods, therefore he gets the prize by default. I've done so far 3 mods on him, and I plan to do 2 more. That they've been going up in levels of difficulty and invasiveness to the doll with each one. So the first one I did was I gave him a tiny little nose piercing. If you can see it, it's kind of in there. Who's there? Yeah, it is. And then I gave him some pointed ears on both sides. And lastly, he has his claws, and I'm actually a little proud of the claws. If you want to know how I did the claws, I will put a link to the tutorial in the description below, in case you're interested. Those were all very terrifying for me. Like, the piercing I knew wasn't going to be that hard, it wasn't going to be that invasive, and for the love of God, it's Elmer's glue. If it went horribly wrong, I could get it off. What scared me though was that it had to do with his face, and if I messed up his face up, oh dear God, I'd never be able to replicate it again, because the company face up and I actually really like it. So I was just like, but since I knew it wasn't going to be that invasive, it was also a great confidence builder, at least for me. Like, yes, I can actually modify something on these dolls, and no, it's not going to turn out looking like crap. The other 2 mods on him that I have to do are, he actually has a brand on his right shoulder, so right about here, it's a string of about 4 identification numbers, so I'm going to make a burn scar right here in the shape of those, like, you know, cattle prod type thing. And then he's also supposed to have a ring, kind of a square-shaped ring that goes right about there through that piece of skin. So the neck thing is going to be the most difficult, at least in my opinion. I think I can do this with hot glue and pastels. I found one tutorial where you could do it like that. So I'm hoping that works. I'll probably have to do that in about a month or 2 when I get back from break, because I'd have to use the MSC to seal the pastels on, and I really don't want to do that while I'm at school, because our dorm A has really bad ventilation. We have 1 window. And the thought of taking him outside and spraying him, while I've spray painted at school before, I made a giant sword for one of my cosplays and I had to spray paint the whole thing, I'm not as comfortable doing that in an environment I have significantly less control over than the house I grew up in's backyard and or garage. And this is a very nice chunk of resin, whereas the sword was some cardboard and a wooden dowel. Much more easily replaced if broken, or, you know, by some fluke of nature or something, a tree falls on it. I don't know, I'm paranoid. But yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna do any mods with my other dolls. I might end up doing mods in the future, probably mostly to this guy as his piece of the story develops. He'll probably end up with a little bit more. Let's see. Yeah, my other guys really don't need a whole lot of modding. They're more adding pieces. Like, I need some horns. I've debated giving him some horns. This Resin Soul has some really nice horns. I'm just like, ooh, those are pretty. So I've debated giving him some horns. I've debated giving Richard, who I hope to get soon, probably around December. I might order him when I have more money. I'll have to save up. It'll give me something to look forward to through the semester, just me saving up for this other doll. But I also want Lily to close, so. Conundrums! I'm gonna have to wait till next summer to get Richard. Things to look forward to. But, yeah, I might get him some horns. I've debated giving Aldrich some horns. I could probably sculpt them. I've got some sculpty things around here somewhere. because when I clean things, I don't exactly clean them, as more put them somewhere else where people can't see them, and then they kind of explode again. It's a cycle, really. Well, yeah, that's really my 2 cents on doll mods. People who can do like really, really cool ones, I admire like nobody's business. Like, you guys have some amazing talent, and just wow. But yeah, these are my tiny little mods on my one little monstery boy. So, until next time, bye!